We're pleased to welcome now. Oh, it's on this
Hump Day.
I almost forgot. Being remote, sometimes forget that. We're at the Accelerate Conference on Technology, sponsored by Innovate Mississippi. We're pleased to welcome now Fred Shanks, member of the Mississippi House of Representatives. He represents District 60, which of course includes Rankin County, serves as chair of the House Rules Committee. You're the guy that gets to gavel us out every day.
That's
right?
it.
Recommend we gavel out, right?
Well, we can make a motion to do anything.
What about it there, Representative Shanks? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. It's good to be here. They got a lot going on. I just passed an underwater drone.
You believe
really
that?
Good. No.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, and it's made, obviously made in the state. So
yeah, down on the coast.
Yeah.
Ocean Aero, the name of the company. Kevin Decker, he's the CEO. He's coming on with us later on in this hour.
Good.
Fantastic technology being produced right here in the state of Mississippi. Moved that company, by the way, from California. Into Mississippi.
I want to hear more of that.
It's really cool. But you had a chance to walk through the hall here and see all the exhibits. It's impressive, isn't it?
Oh, very much so. I mean, it's, just knowing that this stuff is here, seeing it's awesome.
It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It's fantastic. All right, so it's hard to believe you guys are going to be back under the dome here in a couple of months, not far from our location at the Mississippi State Capitol, gaveling in for the 2025 session.
I can't believe it. This has been probably, last session was one of the busiest ones that I've ever had, and then the off season has been just wild. I mean, it's been I like that, though. I mean, constant meetings and trying to get things lined up for 2025, and it looks like we're going to have another huge session.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we are, been in meetings and talks, and, we've got several big issues we're going to be taking on.
Well, and there's been lots of meetings, events, hearings, and so forth between sessions in this off period, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm on a capital revitalization. I mean, it's just Save Jackson. That's what I call it. But it's a committee, and we've had several hearings on it to try to help improve the homeless situation, the water crisis, and crime in the city of Jackson. And we made a lot of headway on that, and we're going to be really helping Jackson kind of stepping up on
that's important.
So, absolutely. And that's what I tell everybody. I mean, if Jackson fails, it's going to be bad on all the surrounding areas. So I think everybody needs to pay attention, and really everybody needs to kind of get involved one way or the other, especially since we're going to have, a whole new Jackson leadership, it looks like. So
we're headed that way.
It looks pretty imminent. So.
Well, that's interesting. So, that's going to be going on. We had Representative Jansen Owen on yesterday from, of course, the Pine Belt, the Hattiesburg area, and he kind of gave us a rundown of all the big issues that he believes will be covered. What do you think? What are you hearing that the Speaker of the House is going to be pushing?
We're going to be pushing some tax reform. That'll probably be the big thing. That could include, grocery tax reduction, more income tax reduction. Really, we're really trying to come up with a good way to get some revenue to MDOT, some revenue to really get them situated.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have that issue you and I were just talking about. I mean, we're looking at maybe getting all the state agencies on the cloud system.
Yeah.
Another big undertaking.
Okay.
And we're going to have a PBM bill. That's to your listeners that don't know, that's a pharmacy benefit manager. And we're trying to help the independent guys on that, the independent pharmacies. We've got some DEI issues that we're going to be tackling through IHL, and then some CON laws too. Which, as you know, we
got close.
Yeah, we got real close, and we're going to push that again. And another big one that probably a lot of your listeners are would like us to do is the mobile sports betting.
Yeah,
we got real close on that. Guys kind of in our age, that don't really go to the casino much, but I mean, they're the guys that are going to be home, maybe want to have some fun, put a little something on the game. So, but I think we've got something we can really work with this go round.
Yeah, well, we got it through the House. We couldn't get it through the Senate last year, right? The mobile sports betting. So you feel like that's coming up again?
Yeah, I hear things. So I think we're going to be in a little better shape this year. But,
Well, I just say I'm glad to see the state is looking at perhaps agencies moving their IT workloads to a cloud consumption model, a cloud architecture, and getting those things off-site. They've got servers, storage, networks, people, et cetera, on premise. And nowadays, with the advances in cloud technologies and cloud architectures, and now Mississippi being pretty heavily involved in the cloud industry with Amazon Web Services coming to town, there are providers that could do this for us.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking off air, and this has been something that's been worked on for 20 years. I know you had a big hand in that, pushing that originally, and it's time, and plus it'll make things easier for everyone, and it'll save a lot of money.
Yeah, I think so too. Be just more secure, more robust, and improve the overall experience, and I think save money to boot. So win-win all the way around.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We talked a little bit to Jansen. I know something you've had a hand in is the citizen ballot initiative process that still lingering out there. Can't get that back.
It's still around. This would, depending on what we do, this would be my 4th year to work on it with Chairman Price Wallace. And of course, he and I have been talking quite a bit lately on it, and we'll see what we got.
Okay.
We're just really see how the other side goes.
Okay. I mean, it seems like that we just have this gap between what the House and Senate thinks, and some in the Senate, of course, really oppose any sort of ballot initiative. I mean, they've let us know that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big deal just to get it through the House. We had a carve out originally or last year on the abortion issue.
Yeah, that's
where
right.
you couldn't put that on the ballot, and that was the only way that I could get the votes to pass it out of the House. And I had a lot of my colleagues come to me like, well, I mean, unless you put that in there, we will not vote for it.
Okay.
So, that was that was one of the things we had to add to get it through.
Yeah. So. Do you think there'll be some more efforts there, Representative Shanks, to expand school choice options? What do you think?
Well, there's not a bill that I know of.
Okay.
I do know that it's being, certainly being discussed and talked about as it has, for the past several years.
Yeah.
It could be maybe a limited type.
Yeah.
School choice and
maybe phase something in, get the feet wet there.
Could be, and then one of the big things that gets brought up, and I think we would have some athletic restrictions, so people could just, strictly do it just to win a championship. So a lot of people think it would kind of go that way, but
interesting. Hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
I just read this morning that North Carolina had some sweeping school choice legislation that was vetoed by the governor, and the House just overrode the veto. How about that? 72 to 44, more than sufficient to achieve the 60% supermajority requires. It's being reported that this bill would clear the school choice wait list of 54,000 students that are waiting for their scholarships to be funded. So that may be instructive, perhaps, in the upcoming session. North Carolina with a Democrat governor. So is what it is.
Hey, they like to fight. I like that. I like that. But of course, it's a national issue. We've heard about it. Every time you turn on the TV. So it's a hot one.
Yeah, it sure is. We'll see where all that goes. I know the Speaker of the House, the Governor, the Lieutenant Governor have all talked extensively about potential tax reform.
Yes. And
I think the Speaker seems to be more focused on eliminating the income tax. The Governor is. He's said that in his recent budget that he released. The Lieutenant Governor, on the other hand, seems to prioritize ending the grocery sales tax. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, and you're correct. I think we're on the House side. We're a little more focused on just the income tax.
Yeah.
I hear about. In my district, I probably hear more about the grocery tax.
Okay.
You've got, the mayors who don't want it cut.
Yeah.
And then your retired community, that's really the only benefit they would see out of it.
Because they wouldn't get anything out of the income tax.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's a tough one.
Yeah. I think we'll have something in there. And, of course, we give a diversion to municipalities to cover. And we may bump that up to kind of cover a loss if we were to.
I got you.
Reduce the grocery tax. So,
you guys are going to take this up, though.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt.
Oh, it's coming. Yeah. That'll be another hot ticket item right there.
Yeah, and then Medicaid, not sure what's going to happen there, but there'll probably be some discussion about that as well.
Yeah, it's certainly getting talked about right now. There's a lot of meetings on that.
Representative Fred Shanks has been our guest here on Middays at the Westin in downtown Jackson for the Accelerate Conference on Technology. Appreciate it, Representative Shanks. Thanks for coming on, man.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Always good to see you. Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. We've got Kevin Decker, CEO of Ocean Aero. That's the company that produced that big underwater drone that Representative Shanks was talking about in our interview. He's coming on at 11:35. Stay with us, folks.